it's Bernadette, and I am here with my esteemed colleague and dear friend, Lisa Snyder. And woo, we are so excited to bring this to you all today on this Sunday ceremony. Lisa is the one that I've been telling y'all about on the lives and during readings, that she channels ancient languages for healing purposes. And I think I told y'all about my experience with it. We'll talk about that a little bit again. And so welcome, Lisa. I know for myself, I know I speak on behalf of the animal allies, and I feel pretty certain I speak on behalf of the Wild Pack when we say thank you so very much for offering your time and your energy to bring this healing to our Wild Pack family. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Bernadette. It is an honor and a pleasure to be with you in the Wild Pack here today. I've been a fan of yours for the last couple of years, especially, and it's been such a joy to watch how your work has just grown and expanded. And I love the Arc Animal and Tarot. Arc Animal. Why I always mess that up.
I can't say it either. Don't worry.
I love the Arc. I love that deck. I have all the cards, and I bought it on that original Kickstarter. And I'll tell you what, I play around with some different decks, but I always come back to yours because of the energy of the animals. And it's truly channeled energy. And I just feel so good working with that deck. And I have had so many people say, where can I get that deck? It is, oh my gosh, I love what you do. And thank you for all the messages you've been sharing on your YouTube channel, because I tune in and my jaw just drops like, really? I could swear the message is just for me. So thank you for all that you do and sharing what you do with the world. Truly, it is such a gift. And so it is an honor to be here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure my face is bright red. Yeah, but here, thank you very much. And it's not me, I always say I'm just a ventriloquist dummy. I show up and I just say whatever the animals tell me to say. But I have to believe everyone has noticed that I don't even know that there's a word for the Black Panther that's over your shoulder, just staring at all of us. That's new, y'all. Just so you know, Lisa and I were talking about it before. I didn't know that you're like me. My spirit totem and power animal is bear. I didn't know till just now when we started doing, this intro to the healing, that your spirit totem power animal is and always has been Black Panther.
Yes.
And she told me her daughter, who's an amazing artist, created this especially for her, and it was a channeled painting, and you can see it because I look into those eyes. Well, actually, those eyes are looking into me, and I'm like, gosh, that's everything all at once. There's like empathy, and there's kindness, and there's compassion, and then and one step over the line, and I'm going to eat you for lunch. It's all of this stuff, but it's just, I don't know. It's so beautiful. And we're very fortunate. Apparently she just debuted this. You do a healing circle, what nights, when?
I do that. I do. Thank you for bringing that up. I hold a monthly group sound healing circle, and that is the third Monday of every month at 7 p.m. Central Time.
And yes. Is that on your Facebook page?
That is actually on Zoom webinars. So what happens is they sign up, and then I just see a blank screen. I see myself, and then the energy is channeled, and it's just amazing. So that's once a month. And Black Panther, my daughter Laura Snyder is the one who painted this for me. And I said you need to finish up, because she had everything but the board, all the greenery around it. And I said, you need to finish this up, because Bernadette, I want this. Black Panther wants to be debuted on this program with Bernadette in honor of this. And so I'm so excited, because now I get to share it with the world. Thank you.
Well, I have to tell you, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that, because just it's Black Panther, y'all. Okay. I mean, just even that, but knowing that you are Black Panther and Black Panther is you, and what we've talked about so much this past month on my channel about how I'm no longer going to tell people, hey, you invoke the spirit animal or the power animal from inside of you. It's much more powerful the way my friend Catherine Skaggs described it to me, which was, no, Bernadette, you step out of the bear to be Bernadette. You're always the bear. And I was like, woo. And I really do believe that. Of people that are truly, truly connected to their spirit totem and power animals, I believe that they really do identify with the most natural part of themselves. and for me, that's an animal because we're animals. This is not why we're here today. Let me not go down.
By the way, I loved your interview with Catherine. I learned so much, and I just, wow, she's amazing. I'm going to have to get a drum commission too. And I bought her book. I'm waiting for that to come. So
yeah, I was going to grab it. I was like, oh, I want you guys to see her book. What did I do? Oh, you know what? It's back in my bedroom because I'm reading through it every night before I collapse. But y'all, you got to get this book, Shaman Healer Sage. Now listen, I've known Catherine a long time, like 15 years. And I've seen a lot of shamanic books, a lot of this, a lot of that. And this book is the deal. Not only is it one of the most absolutely beautiful books I've ever seen designed ever, it's just full of her wisdom and her knowledge, which is considerable. she is the author, well, she's the artist of the iconic mythical goddess tarot, which, by the way, just won for the cover awards. You know, you guys were so nice to me last year in the ARC. You all helped the ARC become the product of the year, the tarot deck of the year, in cover and Carta. I got aspiring debut author. It was best guidebook for, it goes on and on and on. Well, let me tell you something. This book, her deck, she just got the iconic product of the year through the cover awards, which means that, you know, of all of the decks that have been out there for all of the years, hers was the first one chosen to be the iconic. I think, I mean, there might have been an iconic category last year. I don't remember, but yeah. So her deck, the Mythical Goddess Tarot, is the iconic product of the year. And for those of you that love goddess energy and like working with goddesses and tarot, I would really recommend you get her deck. It is quite something. So anyway, all right. So let's get on with the show. All right. So here's the thing. So I have never seen anything like what you do. So can you just give us a little bit of your background, how this even came to you, what you're doing with it now, like just what's the 411?
Sure.
Story.
You bet. Thanks. So basically my background, I went to school for engineering back in the day, stayed home, became a stay-home mom. And I really felt that time between the corporate world to where I am now gave me the opportunity to really explore and expand upon my spiritual development, my spiritual growth. During that time, I became a massage therapist. And then 5 years ago, I got into the world of craniosacral therapy, which is really, you really have, the more intuitive you are, the easier I believe the work can become. So 5 years ago, I was receiving a massage. It was on a massage table and it was in kind of a relaxed meditative place. And I saw in my mind's eye a Native American chief. And I would like to say that this whole thing came about very unexpectedly and very organically. A couple, I would say maybe a month or two prior to being on that table, I was starting to smell bonfire smoke where you wouldn't expect to smell it, in a gymnasium, watching my daughter play volleyball, in my office where there's no possible way smoke is coming in. So what is that, clairalience, I believe. I've always had a very sensitive sense of smell. So that came in first. And then about a month or two later, I was laying on this massage table. The Native American chief came in my mind's eye. And all of a sudden, I just felt this urge to go make these noises. And I thought, what the heck is my massage therapist going to think? She's going to think I'm having some sort of a psychotic breakdown. But it was in that place where you're like in meditation, where you're so relaxed and the information comes in that you're more likely to allow the information to come through. And so I believe what happened was, with all the work that had happened over the years, and I was just ready. I was ready for this to come through. Now, it took me 4 years before I was ready to share this publicly, shared this with people outside of a close circle of friends and a few clients, because I really wanted to learn and understand what this was. 3 years ago, I was led to have a reading with a wonderful woman. I was trying to figure out why somebody told me that giraffe was my totem when I knew it wasn't. Went on the internet, Googled giraffe and spirit animal, and lo and behold, ba-bam, I ended up with a reading with Bernadette 3 years ago. And truly, I have worked with many wonderful psychics and mediums over the years, but you were the first person to tell me that I would be getting into this line of work. And I remember going, what?
She was like, no. Okay.
No, crazy lady says, what? I mean, it wasn't that I was opposed to it. I just didn't see it for myself. And yet, because you introduced the whole evidential mediumship, don't just say, oh, my grandma's coming through, your grandma's coming through and she loves you. No, you really talked about getting the training, doing the practice, working with development circles. And I did. I followed those. I did. I explored different classes. And just to exercise that muscle. So truly, I believe that the start of that conversation with you was a pivotal moment, because I'd been channeling these sounds for 2 years, but I had no idea what they were. But as things develop, so basically, let's fast forward now. I've come to learn that the sounds that are coming through me, which is always coming from divine source of love and light, that is what I connect with. And I've come to learn that these sounds are sound healing, and that what a person's soul needs to hear, they're going to hear what they need to hear. And so the energy comes through, and it's not from me, it's coming through me. Just like you channel the information from the animal allies, it's coming through you. And so different dialects have evolved, and people will feel different emotional and physical things, but it's truly been an evolution, and it wasn't something I was looking for. I still know about this much about what other people do with channeling. It just came into my life unexpectedly.
Okay, well, unexpected. It was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
I do have a question though. I don't know if you can remember this, but I'm curious to know, have you set an intention of any kind before you got that first whiff of smoke? Like, what was that an actual answer? Meaning you might not have thought it was an answer because it seems so unusual, but had you set an intention to grow your spiritual practice, be guided to do this, be guided to do that? Were you in that kind of energy at the moment? And then after the fact went, oh, the smell of the smoke was guiding me to XYZ. I'm going to assume, let me just ask. In retrospect, do you think it was like a ceremonial smoke that you were smelling?
Yes.
Didn't see it at the time?
Yes, I also have come to identify that I call it the great chief energy, and that is a primary energy that is around when I work. And I do know I've had my personal belief system, I do happen to believe in past lives. I know that I've had different past lives. So that resonated as far as the Native American culture. I've always been fascinated with Native American culture as well as Egyptian things. And yes, I believe it was. I do think it was a ceremony. And I'm sure that on some level I was looking and I was ready to step into more. So,
and let me just say this about having that Indian chief. If I had a nickel for everybody who goes into a meditation to meet their guide and they're absolutely certain it was a Native American chief. Okay, why wasn't it a squaw that just was, crunched the corn? Why wasn't it this? Why wasn't it that? Why do you have to connect with a queen? Why couldn't it have been the silversmith of that time or whatever? Okay. But interestingly, let me just say, a lot of people don't get that. And I think that's because they're not, it's a projection, right? I'm not saying that they're not valid. I'm just saying that not everybody was a Native American chief in another lifetime. Not everybody has a Native American anybody, because they don't own the rights to the word spirit animal, and they don't own the rights to the word shamanism and all of that. I'm all about the Native American culture. I grew up here in Florida. Are you joking me? Ocala, Florida, with the Lacucci River. I mean, I grew up around that. I am deeply respectful and I love it. But I'm telling you here and straight up now, I never spent a life. I know that I haven't as a Native American. What I do know is that if you go back centuries to the Russian side, that world, the Ukraine, the Russia, that's where that's where shaman really first started. And in all other cultures, it's that ancient, right? Okay. I'm taken back to there all the time. So when I just want to say this, if y'all are, you wild pack or whoever's watching this, if you guys are really called to shamanism, please, 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 please do yourself and the world of spirit a favor and don't get scope locked on Native American, because they ain't the only shaman out there. You may be led to, whatever the medicine people or the journeyers were in the Egyptian culture, right? They were the oracles. You went to see the oracles. In the Indian culture, you went to see the astrologers. You went to, you see what I mean? Now, I will tell you this, because I have experienced firsthand your ancient language, ancient people's healings. I have absolutely no shadow of a doubt. I have no shadow of a doubt of your past lives spent with the Native American culture. And when I look at you, and then you said Egyptian, I think we look like in pretty much every life. I think we have traces of who we were. And it's so easy to take a look at your bone structure, the set of your eyes, the arch of your eyebrows, your nose slope, all of that. It's so easy to transpose this on top of that face and go, oh, that makes total sense, right? Now, I don't think it's for everybody every time, but I certainly think it can be true of certain people. And I just, that's why I'm just so grateful you're willing to do for the Wild Pack the work that you do. I mean, I other than light languages, I've never seen anybody channel what you do. Do you know of anyone? Because this is really like the method to working with spirit totem and power animals was downloaded into me. I'm the I was asked to bring that to the world. Now, other people might be using that now. I mean, for gosh sakes, it's been 2 years since the art came out and that method came out. Other people might be using it, and that's awesome. But to the best of my knowledge, I was asked to incarnate that into the world. I think that's what you're doing, right? Like you were asked to and breathe the life into this kind of healing. Am I correct? Like you didn't see this somewhere and you started doing it. It just literally organically started coming out of your mouth, right?
That is true, Bernadette. I knew very, very, very little about channeling. I still don't know, really. I don't know what other people do, which is funny because in the past as an engineer, I'd want to go research and figure out what people are doing. And this, it was definitely a clear sign. Don't pay attention to what's already out there. We're not doing and I don't want to claim, I don't speak from arrogance. I just don't know if anybody else does what this is. I have heard other people do what I believe, the light language stuff, but it feels very different to me. And I also feel like that the minute I put a box around it, I feel like I'm limiting the information, the source coming through, and it's constantly changing. Mother Earth, dolphin energy. I mean, it's like so many different things will come through and I'll just get an overall sense, goddess energy. It's just, but no, I have not seen or heard of anybody else doing the same thing. Not that somebody else isn't, I'm just unaware of it, if that's the case, but it's very, I feel the power behind it and it's such an honor. And the thing is, I heard the phrase, and I think this is the way you are too, with great power comes great responsibility. And it means ethics and responsibility and being true to the work and keeping that regardless of anything, that is the most important thing. And because of that, I believe that the work continues to get stronger. And as my issues and as my human stuff comes to the surface and I work through and release it, the work just gets better and better and better and easier. So
yep. Well, and I love that you don't put a label on it or like in your mind, you haven't said, well, I know for sure I'm channeling this culture, this culture, this culture, this culture, because when you leave it open to ancient languages, you're talking about off-world languages. You're talking about dolphin language. We don't know where dolphins were before we discovered them in the oceans. They could have been, I don't know, they could have been anywhere. You're talking about starseeds and Lemurians, and you could be channeling Atlanteans. You could be, I mean, you're just like, hey, party in Lisa's channel, let's get it. And
the one thing that I'm very consistent on, and this way I know, because some people like, well, aren't you worried about channeling XYZ? I say, no. The reason I'm not is because I set the intention that I connect with the divine source of love and light. Some call this universal consciousness, some call this God. I don't worry about it because that's who's in charge. And so whatever energy is meant to come through, which is for the highest good, that's what's going to come through. So I don't worry about that.
Right. And it's going to come through for everybody's highest good in that moment.
Yes.
In that moment. And so, I I've wondered this a lot. I just want to ask. I've been a fan of since I had that experience with you. I've been a fan of you teaching this. But as a teacher of many, many, many years, I've sat and thought, how would she teach this?
Can't.
Correct. However, surprise, surprise, I literally, so not to reveal anything personal, but I had a dream a couple days ago about Lisa, and I pinged her on Facebook and told her, and she was like, "Why, yes, that is going on." And I was like, well, okay, we got to talk about that. I literally was told yesterday, because I was thinking about this yesterday, nobody teaches anybody how to be psychic. You just are psychic. The only thing that a really good teacher can do, a good teacher, let me say that again, a good teacher, is be the facilitator of you being able to access, trust in, activate, ignite your own abilities, and then move on about your merry business. So that's all that a good teacher does. A good teacher cannot teach you how to be psychic. They can just help you to remember the parts of you that already are, meet the parts of you that already are, and explore and expand and grow and have confidence. I think maybe, because you asked for my opinion.
I love you, Bernadette. This is why I love you. And I do have something to add on to this when you're after you say what you're going to say.
I'm going to drag you kicking and screaming into sacred contract. So, me and Panther, because now you got backup. I mean, you literally have backup right over your shoulder. You can never ignore Panther again. You can never ignore Black Panther again. Just remember, Black Panthers are not black. They're panthers underneath. They've got other markings underneath there. They are two people. They are two cats, right? Okay. So I really think that it'll be awesome. And you could get people just to be like your beta test dummies. I would do it. I would totally take a class with you as a beta test dummy. So you could say, hey, does this work? Does that not work? Does this work? Does that not work? Because I just don't think I would ever channel ancient languages the way you do, but I'm interested in channeling animal energy. Now, what would that look like? Now, this is not about me. This is about you. So I think you are going to go to teach classes, because I think you're going to come to see teaching what you do differently. What do you have to add to that?
Well, okay. So you must be psychic or something.
Imagine.
I know, right?
Imagine that.
So for the last year, I have been facilitating study groups. I've been facilitating and helping people. And what I absolutely know with the sound healing is that what this does is it helps people uncover their gifts, their specialties in this lifetime, whether it's to help enhance, help remove the barriers. So what you do may not look like what I do, but what this work can do, and it absolutely does do, is help you step in more fully or to discover what that is. And I have had the opportunity over the last several months to do exactly what you're talking about. And I have received information that this summer I will be receiving some downloads. And then this fall, I believe I will be doing exactly what you are talking about. So you must be psychic or something.
Wait. So you've already been holding study groups to help people uncover their voice to channel these languages?
Well, not specifically this. This has been more study groups on, we would practice mediumship, or practice tuning into different things, practice scanning medical things, stuff like that. So I was facilitating and hosting these types of groups. And those are now off and running, and they're going in their own direction now, because now it's time for this whole new process. And so there is something new coming in terms of that. And I believe it's going to really help people to do, like you said, help you potentially channel the animal energy through however means that is. So I do know that's what the sound healing does. It really is very helpful at helping the person step into their gifts more fully. So, and that could mean releasing emotional or physical grief or pains or things like that, so that you can do that. Allow the joy to come in and express itself. Right? Madonna, I was listening to that song earlier. So yeah.
I love it. Well, I will look for my invitation in the mail.
All right.
To this beta class or whatever it is that you're going to do. I'm in, man. I'm totally in.
I love you.
Listen, it's something that no one's ever seen before. It's a new way of being and doing. And you can sound heal yourself. For anybody that has ever wondered about that, you really, really can sound heal yourself. I mean, what do you guys think music is all about? I mean, when people they're just like, it's like Bob Marley said, when the music hits, you feel no pain. And I mean, we're not going to go down that path, but this is truly a sound healing that you do, but it's new. There's nothing else like it. It's groundbreaking. Can I just tell you?
Thank you.
And I'd be so honored if I could even if I only get out of, okay, if that's all I can get out, that's all I can get out. But and I'll tell you what's funny about that is I've been making, I'm a weirdo anyway, but I'm a little left of center. But I've been doing animal noises in situations, my gosh, since I was a kid. I mean, I can remember sitting in some pretty significant meetings in Hollywood and things get real, real tense. And all of a sudden I'm called to cluck like a chicken or, make an elephant, an elephant trumpet sound, which is not my real elephant trumpet sound, but I don't want to mess up my lipstick. And I don't want to spit on my computer screen, or a horse or pit, and people just turn around and look and I'm like, y'all, come on, this is just too serious. And, and it busts, some people it really makes angry. It disturbs their demons, but we don't care about those people because, we don't care about them. They ended up being the ones that were trying to, bamboozle anybody and, everybody anyway. But when I really sat and thought about it, I've been working with animal sounds in an emotional capacity for a long time. And it occurred to me, and thank you for being the guiding light for this. Because in the absence of knowing you, I don't think I ever would have thunk of this, but I thought,
me either.
Well, that's just another extension of the work that I'm doing with the animals. Do you know what I mean? Because every time I meet a new animal, you can bet I have researched how do they greet each other. What are their sounds like? And that's one of the ways I can get animals to come to me when other people can't, is I greet them where they're at. It's like with horses. People are always like, look them in the eye or do this. I'm like, you're fixing to try to get mowed over. With a horse, they're sticking their nose out and you've got to breathe into them because they're smelling you and you're smelling them. And people are like, no, just hold their gaze. And I'm like, do you understand that to an animal, when you're holding their gaze, that's a direct challenge, you big dummy, but did you know, and just so you know, did you know that's where the fear of public speaking comes from? And people don't know that. Listen to this. Organically, we remember our roots from when there were just tribes, and your literal life depended on being not shunned, not booted out of your tribe, your clan, because as a group, that's how they got the food. That's how they kept warm. That's how they had shelter. That's how they this, that's how they that. And from the earliest times, mankind, when you stare directly into somebody's eyes, Whitney Houston and all great Hollywood made it about love. Let me stare, into your deep, pools of whatever. And that's great. And that's for one time. But mostly when people are staring at you and you're staring back, it triggers an ancient, oh God, they're going to come for me. I've got all of these people staring me down and it's just me. Help. And once you realize that, the fear of public speaking can dissipate just like that.
Wow.
You don't have a fear. It's an ancient memory in your DNA that says, uh-oh, I'm finna get my butt whooped. You see what I mean? Yeah, when I discovered that, I was like, wow, that's crazy. Anyway, all right, so thank you so much. We're gonna go now, and you're going to listen to the amazingness that is I don't even know. Now, Lisa, what should they do to prepare for this healing? What would you tell a client? What should they do to prepare?
My suggestion is to sit in a quiet space where you're not going to be interrupted. Shut off your phone. Let anybody that's in your home know not to disturb you. animals, pets, that's totally fine because they're so in tune with what's going on anyways. But just like you would in a meditation, you don't want to be interrupted by phone or anything else like that. So that would be my suggestion. And I heard you say earlier today, don't be driving your car. Not a great time to do that. But and also I encourage people to listen to the recording multiple times because you discussed this week on your channel. Energy is in that recording because it's from source, and your source and your soul are in charge of this healing. So you'll receive a different healing each time you listen to it, and listen to it as often as you feel guided to.
Yep. Cool. All right. So thank you very much, Wild Pack. Have a blessed Sunday. Have a blessed every day. And Lisa, thank you so much again. And we're going to go now. And, you know, I would love for you all to come to the forums and discuss this or ask questions. Lisa, you're on the forums, right?
I am on the forums.
Okay. And you're open to answering questions that they might have, or just hearing your feelings or feedback or whatever. Excellent. And what's your name on the forums?
MN for Minnesota Lisa. And I have a blue organite pyramid is my picture.
Okay, from Minnesota.
Yeah, you betcha, y'all.
I love it. So we love you so much. I know
I love you too.
You're my heart. And all right, so we're gonna go, and that's it. Let us know. Forums are wildpackwisdom.com/forums. Check out Lisa. Your website is
Lisa Snyder, integrativehealing.com. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook.
There we go. She's on all the things, right? All right. Okay, catch you guys later. What's the most important thing? Say it with me, Lisa. Do good for animals, including yourself. And what? Stay wild.
Hello, Wild Pack. Thank you for joining whom I refer to as Healing with the Ancients, Divine Source of Love and Light. Thank you for joining us for this beautiful healing today. And a special thank you of love and appreciation to Miss Bernadette for sharing this beautiful work with you. And it is truly an honor to be present with you today. My name is Lisa, and my job today is to be the clearest possible intuitive channel for Divine Source of Love and Light, and to set the intention for the deepest possible healing for you. Your soul is in charge of this healing process. Divine Source of Love and Light, Universal Conscious, God, however you identify with this beautiful energy, which we are all a part of. This is a sacred contract. This is a sacred time for us to join together, and I will do the best possible job I can to allow Source to come through me so that you can hear the words, you can hear the sounds, and your soul knows how to integrate this healing for you, because it is truly a partnership and an alignment with all. So thank you. Much love to you. Let's place our feet firmly on the ground, feeling that beautiful connectedness with Mother Earth. During the course of this healing, you may hear me burp, you may hear me yawn. These are all forms of energetic releases. Taking some nice cleansing, calming breaths, releasing any stress or tension that you may be carrying. Surrounding this session with this beautiful Wild Pack, those who are currently on this session and those who will be watching this recording at a future time and date. Because as we know, there is no time, there is no separation. The energy of this session is at all times, all places. It's happening all at once. So now we're going to surround this beautiful, beautiful circle of souls with the beautiful gold and white light. And now let's envision all of our hearts connected, and connected with Divine Source, which truly connects us all. And setting the intention for you today for the deepest possible healing and for your highest good. Thank you. I'm going to be channeling whom I refer to as the ancients here shortly. Please know I only work with Divine Source of Love and Light. I have much evidence to validate that, which is for another time. Here we go. Welcome, Wild Pack. It is an honor for us to be present within this beautiful circle today. And we are so beautifully generous, grateful for the generosity of Bernadette for sharing this beautiful energy with you. And this energy that is coming forth, this is available to all because we are of the all. Please take a nice cleansing breath here. And we invite you to set an intention for this beautiful healing of what would be for your highest good, so that we may support you with specificity with this energy. And the energy knows exactly where to go because it is of divine source of love and light, a partnership with the channel, the partnership with you and your soul and divine source. There is no separation. Please take a nice cleansing breath here, releasing what no longer serves you. And it's the power of your intention, Wild Pack. It is the intention of your intention. It is the power of your intention that truly allows this to work. We're going to transition now into another dialect, which Lisa, the channel, refers to as more ancient sounding. This may sound more like clicks and clacks and guttural, as she likes to refer to this, but this is a deeper level of healing for you. So please take some nice cleansing breaths as we channel this very, very, very ancient language. Here we go. Please take a nice cleansing breath here. Please remember, we only connect with divine source of love and light. There's a beautiful goddess energy that has stepped forward. Very beautiful, beautiful ancient goddess energy that has stepped forward to join with this healing. Please take a nice cleansing breath here. I'm feeling what feels like a crescendo, so I'm being shown a building of energy here for you, wild ones, wild pack. And I'm being shown a beautiful, beautiful water. I'm seeing what almost looks like a little white caps, very, very gentle. It's almost like the water's just about to break. Please take a nice cleansing breath here. And if you stated an intention for this healing, we invite you to state your intention out loud now, stating what you do want and sending love from your heart and surrounding your intention of what you want for this beautiful, deepest healing for you, sending your love to this beautiful intention and bringing this intention into your heart center. And I'd like to acknowledge that there are tears that are coming out of my eyes now. When tears physically expressed from my eyes, this is a sign from source of grief and sorrow that's being very gently released. So for those of us that are on this session or watching this recording at a future time and date, this energy is helping to very gently move or acknowledge the grief and sorrow within the beautiful pack. Please take a nice cleansing breath here. And I'm very aware of my throat starting to feel a little restricted on the right side. This feels to me like a sign of when I get this is a sign of restricted communication, avenue of expression. So we encourage you to now take a beautiful cleansing breath throughout your entire throat area. And with your power of intention, please very gently release this down to Mother Earth. It is your power of intention of releasing what no longer serves you. And Mother Earth gladly accepts these energies and will transmute those energies for you. Remember, she needs you as much as she needs us. As much as we need her. Gotta have a sense of humor when the channel makes a mistake. But she does mean well. And I just would like to briefly state here that the channeling, it is like speaking multiple languages. Somebody who's able to speak multiple languages, I'm able to flip between the languages. It's as natural as breathing. So I'm not in a trance. I'm very aware of the emotions and I'm very aware of the physical sensations that I'm experiencing here. And it's interesting because my eyes constantly want to blink with this. So I feel like this is also an activation for helping those of us here that are looking to see. So see with true clear eyes, and that's what it feels like now symbolically with the blinking eyes that I'm being guided to do here. So we're going to continue with the sound healing. So now we would like to invite you to take your heart. Please take the love from your heart center. And we are going to invite you to please send this beautiful love to all within this pack. Whether you're on the call today, the session today, or you are watching this at a future time, there is no separation. And as you send out this beautiful love to one another, because we are all of the same creation, you are in essence receiving the love that you are giving out, because we are all one of the creation. So there's going to be a little bit of rapid channeling here. So please take a nice cleansing breath. State your intention out loud for this beautiful, deepest healing for you on the deepest possible level as we continue to channel very rapidly. And this is going to help, what I'm hearing is going to help move the energy and help enhance and support your intention even more directly. My and I'm seeing what looks like a boat. It's like a very gentle boat here that's riding the waves very gently, and it's almost as if as the healing is progressing, that this boat is rising like within the water. So the beautiful water that we showed earlier with the caps that were just very, very gently starting to break, that the boat is starting to rise up and work with you. So it's rising up with you. Working with the mouth now. Expression, communication. Please take a nice cleansing breath here. I sit you tomo sat on. This is whom I refer to as the great chief energy stepping forward. Please take a nice cleansing breath here. that brought so many chills to my physical body with that last channeling, helping to enhance your intention, this deep, deep healing for you to go to magical. So much love and respect. This is not the easiest path to walk, but like those before you, it is the path that you have chosen, the experience that you have chosen, even what has brought you to this particular moment in time of the human experience. Please take a nice cleansing breath here. And I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling for the energy of this beautiful, beautiful group here, that I'm feeling the energy working even more specifically within heart center. I can feel it very gently within my heart. I also have a small pillow on my lap. So I'm working with what I'm shown by source. And again, this is not coming from me. This is coming through me. I am the channel. I am the conduit. I'm the facilitator. But source, your soul, this is who is truly in charge of this healing, not me. And as I connect these words, and I was speaking about the heart center here, the front of the chest is, I'm looking for the energy of the group. As I look at the front of the group here, the heart center is starting to rotate in a counterclockwise direction, and your back is starting to rotate in the opposite direction. A small energetic release there. And it feels like this energy is going to be specifically more, it's going to be working more specifically with your heart center. C'est chaud, c'est chaud, c'est quand chaud, c'est un charme, c'est un tout so much. Oh, so c'est so much shy. Tia so chaud, c'est oh. Hi, so chaud, so hey, hi. Tia so che, c'est oh, hey, hi. Tia so chai. And I'm hearing what I'm feeling is Mother Earth energy. And I also heard the word wood nymphs, NYMPHS, and I'm not holding back on what I receive. I'm going to share exactly what I'm sensing and feeling here for the beautiful group. And we're going to channel here for just a few more minutes and work with the heart center here. So please continue to breathe and releasing what no longer serves you as we continue to work with the center of your chest. Please take a nice cleansing breath through the center of your chest. Mother Earth is speaking of love. Now let's please invite in Mother Earth's beautiful green healing energy into the soles of your feet. Bringing this beautiful green healing energy up from her core. Invite this into the soles of your feet, bathing your feet, your ankles, your calves, your shins, your knees. Bringing this beautiful green healing energy up higher to your upper legs. Bathing the base of your spine, your whole pelvic area, your low abdominal area. Some energetic releases here as we're working here. Now let's bring in this beautiful green healing energy from Mother Earth, and let's bathe the entire abdominal area and the back, bringing this up higher to your chest, your ribs, your lungs, your heart, your upper back. There's more tears being expressed here. So as some of you may be aware, grief is a common emotion that sometimes can get stuck or associated with working with the lungs. So as we're working with the upper chest, I'm aware that my eyes are tearing up some more. So please very, very gently, very gentle with yourself as you release what no longer serves you here. And now let's bring this beautiful green healing energy up higher to your throat and your neck. Now, please invite in this beautiful green healing energy inside your mouth, bathing your tongue, your teeth, the inside of your cheeks, the back of your throat, up into your nose, underneath your cheekbones and your sinuses, bathing your eyes, your ears, your face, the back of your head, all the way up to the top of your head. So please set the intention that you're going to bathe all the systems, the organs, the tissues, the fluids, all the bodies with this beautiful green healing energy from Mother Earth. And now with your power of intention, please set the intention. Please state your intention out loud one more time. And let's bathe your intention with this beautiful green healing energy from Mother Earth. And now, please state the intention. Please set the intention of releasing what no longer serves you down your neck, across your shoulders, down your arms, your wrists, your hands, your fingertips, and very gently releasing what no longer serves you down to Mother Earth, who will transmute those energies for you. And as you're doing that, more tears are expressing through my eyes as you are very gently working to process through grief and sorrow. And now let's bring forth a beautiful golden pyramid of harmony. This is your golden pyramid of harmony. So the base of your golden pyramid is going to be on Mother Earth's floor. And you're going to grow this beautiful golden pyramid of harmony. So the top of this, the peak of your pyramid is at the top of your head. And you're going to very gently, with bare feet, step inside your golden pyramid of harmony. And now take the peak of your pyramid and grow this to infinite divine source of love and light. For some, they think of the heavens. For some, they think of the center of the universe. And what this intention is to connect with the divine infinite expansion of divine source of love and light, the creation, the love, the creator. Now fill up your beautiful golden pyramid of harmony with a beautiful gold ball of energy, filling up all the spaces inside your pyramid, all around your body, inside your body, as you are of the light. And you expand this beautiful gold ball of energy throughout to the infinite connectedness. Now, Mother Earth is inviting in your beautiful golden pyramid of harmony. So please bring the base of your pyramid and grow this down into the center, her core. Filling up that pyramid with that beautiful gold ball of energy. Setting the intention that all of your energy centers, chakras, everything known and unknown is in perfect balance and alignment with divine source of love and light. Please send your love as we send our love and appreciation and thankfulness to Mother Earth for her constant love and support. Let's send our love and appreciation and thankfulness to divine source of love and light. And now, before we do this final pass, please remember to drink plenty of water over the next 2 to 3 days as you integrate this healing. There is energy embedded in this recording. So as you watch this recording, you will receive multiple healings. And this is possible because divine source is in charge of this healing. There is no space. There is no separation. There is no time, even though it appears to be so in the human experience. So please bring forth Mother Earth's beautiful green healing energy into the soles of your feet. Feeling grounded, balanced. Set the intention, please. It has been our honor and our pleasure to join you today. We send our love and our blessings. Please remember, you are fully supported. You are fully protected. And you are fully loved. Thank you. Love and blessings.